If you've ever thought about getting an airbrush but just haven't quite made that leap of faith, hopefully this video can get you over the line. Gallery have kindly sponsored this video, offering one of our lucky viewers the chance to win one of their airbrushes. More details for that later on in the video. Now, I'm still a novice when it comes to using an airbrush, but here are my 4 reasons you should be using one.
The answer is time.
It saves you a lot of time. If all you do is base coat your Mini's main color with an airbrush, you will save a ton of time. Being able to base coat the main color of a squad of 10 models or vehicles in such a short amount of time can leave you with more time for the fun stages of painting, like highlighting and the finer details. More colors. With an airbrush, you're not limited to spraying with the colors that you have in your rattle cans. Rather than buying an expensive Macragge blue from GW, you can feed through any of your paints through the airbrush. You can even do this with washes, contrast, and speed paint equivalents, as long as you thin them down appropriately. Smooth transitions. Now, I don't have the patience to glaze multiple layers to get those smooth, silky transitions. Smooth transitions and gradients are just at the tip of your fingers. Look at these goblin tanks going from red, round to orange. It was super easy. You can see on these other vehicles, the blue to light blue. Colors with an airbrush blend really well. Now to our sponsor, Gallery make airbrushes and airbrush products. They've sent me their G-Hack 98D in the past, and I've been really enjoying it. I've originally used my Sparmax, which is a very entry-level airbrush, but the 98D has been great. Has a bit more control on the trigger, and I can adjust like where the min-max pressure, I don't know how to describe it, but just how far I can pull back to really get like optimal control. Link in the description if you want to check out any of their Black Friday deals. If you'd like to be in the chance to win the Jihad 68, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment on why you would want to win this airbrush. Limited to 1 entry per person. On November 30th, I'll do a random number generator and that comment will win. I'll also be doing a giveaway on Instagram to win the Jihad 39, so make sure you follow me there for details. I guess it's close enough. Easy OSL effects for glowing things, lights, lenses. It's so much easier with an airbrush. You can build up that affected light area rather than having to do glazes to achieve the similar effect. It's also great for tinting areas, particularly shadows, and it's a great way to add variation to your painting. Things to be aware of if you get an airbrush. There is a bit of a learning curve at the start, but once you get it, it is such a breeze. Be in mind that the airbrush will eventually clog, and sometimes that can be really frustrating and challenging. But once you've had some practice and you start understanding your airbrush, you'll know how to minimize clogs, but also how to deal with them when they come up. Thing to note, the compressor does make quite a bit of noise, so make sure you have a tank to go along with your compressor that can store that compressed air. But just be aware that it might not be the best thing to use late at night, as you might annoy your neighbors or the people staying in your house. Finally, make sure you do wear the appropriate protection, particularly a mask. You're spraying paint into the air, and so you want to make sure you're protecting your respiratory system. Thank you again to Gallery for sponsoring this video. You can click over here for more hobby related videos. Otherwise, thank you for watching and happy hobbying.